Alright, welcome guys to another Blender live stream. I am back from my break and I am feeling the rust of not knowing how to stream after a very long time of being on break. So apologize if I don't really if the pacing of this live stream feels way off. Not that my live streams have always been a well-paced streams, but anyway, hey guys, welcome to another Blender live stream. I'm your host Morgan Osben. I'm back from break. Let's go, guys. I'm not sure if anyone will be watching this live, but I think I'm just gonna be talking here for the VOD viewers watching. But anyway, I'm back, guys. How's it going? I guess I might as well explain why I was on break, even if I pretty much hinted it when I announced my return stream on my community tab. But the reason why I was in break, aside from the fact that I have a lot of college stuff to work with, is because I had I was like wondering what the frick do I do now after I finished a big project such as fighting actor. And I figured, okay, maybe I should do another animation project similar to that. But then I was like, when I was making the angel model earlier this January, I was like thinking, my God, this is not like hitting me in the right spots at all. I feel like I am like when I started that new animation project, I felt like I was just retreading new, old waters, and I wasn't really doing anything that substantial in my work. Not to mention that the script that I made felt very lackluster. I feel like it's just missing that oomph that I wanted that I want in most of my projects. So I figured, okay, maybe I should just should I say cancel that project altogether, because I mean I feel like I should not be canceling any projects when because I feel like it's a waste of effort just making all those models and scripts for that one project. But yeah, just something about it just felt like I don't want that to be what I'm working on for the next couple of months or something. So I figured, okay, if I'm not doing a project, might as well an animation project. I might as well just start doing something that I know I would really like to do. I mean, granted, this might take a long time, but it would be something that I think would would be worth my time. So I decided, since I've already created like two games last year, which is I guess Halibird Gas Frenzy and Halibird Wild Skies. Making those games was pretty much a journey. And if you don't know how that went, I suggest you watch some of my shorts about those two games. It's just a couple of I would say it's like less than a minute long if you want to see how that went. And I have to say that those two games were pretty much the highlight of my work for last year, aside from fighting actor. So I figured, why don't I just why don't I try to actually take game development seriously for once? And I figured, okay, so if I'm gonna do this, I might as well watch a bunch of tutorials online on how to get into game development. I found this tutorial by Clear Code that is pretty much 10 hours long, and when I was finished with that, I briefly started his tutorial on how to get started with creating shaders in Godot, because I guess one thing I want to do in the future is to make a 3D game using is to make a 3D game. But I know that if I'm going to create a 3D game in Godot, I need to figure out a way to transfer my shaders from Blender to Godot in one way or another. So I figured, okay, I should probably also do a crash course on making shaders in Godot. Spoiler alert, it's a pretty difficult one because, I mean, they do have visual shaders in Godot, just like how Blender has their node system for creating materials, but it's not as well used as Blender's node system. And the Godot community, the wide Godot community, pretty much use a code based system of creating shaders in Godot, which to me it's not as hard as one might expect it to be, but still like a challenge to learn nonetheless. But so yeah, I've been learning how to get into how to make shaders in Godot, and I also started his Clear Codes tutorial on making a Zelda like game in Godot using its 3D engine. And I've been working on this little character named Godette, which I think is like a default 3D model you can get in somewhere in Godot's website or something. But yeah, I've been creating like the third person camera for the character, as well as his animations, and I'm slowly learning how to make 3D animations in Godot, as well as I figured a more efficient way to make a state machine in Godot for your animations. And if you guys don't know what state machines are, they're basically a way for you to make to have your it's basically a way for you to, how do I say this, make complex actions for your enemies or your players without messing everything up in your code and making it more confusing. The way I did the before is I pretty much just wrote everything in code, but what I later discovered after 2 months worth of of learning some Godot tutorials is that there is a more efficient node in Godot called an animation tree that I can use to pretty much streamline the process of making a state machine from animations. So that's pretty much what I've been working on this past few weeks or months, and now I'm back, and I want to share with you guys what I've learned so far. What are you doing here? Are you fucking making a pinball machine here? God damn it! A pinball machine. So if you guys don't know, I'm gonna what?
I like pinballs.
Yeah, it's pinball. So if you guys don't know,
There used to be an old game.
yeah, there used to be an old game called Space Cadet Pinball, and I figured, why don't we just freaking make one in Blender and import the model into Godot, where I will be turning this into a game that we can actually play in real life. So now I didn't have the patience to be making a board a board design for myself, so I just imported this from Google Images, and it's like, I think one of the first results I came across. It's a very simple game, and I'm not expecting this to be a very complex game whatsoever. It's just a way for me to, I know, just flex and practice my game development skills I've learned so far. And I guess it's also worth noting that even though I've been learning how to make 3D games in Godot, I never actually made a 3D asset in Blender that I can use for a game before. Granted, I did technically make models in Blender for a game in Godot, which is Halibird Wild Skies, but that game isn't technically a 3D game. I basically just create a bunch of renders of those characters, I know, flying and shooting, but they're not exactly like 3D models they can actually see in the Godot game engine. They're just a bunch of static images playing all at once, like a 2D game, essentially. Which is why I think the final file size for Halibird Wild Skies was like it was like half a gigabyte, I think. Because it never used any 3D models to streamline the making of everything in that game. It instead used a bunch of pictures I rendered in Blender and used that uh, as the way for me to display all the animations in that game. But for this project, I'm actually going to be importing a. Is the file size the accepted file format in Godot? I will be creating an actual GLTF file, or I guess a GLB file for this game. And I guess we'll start by creating a pinball machine. So why don't we just create this? Make this bigger and make this longer. Oh, like so. And then I guess we can make it right here. Okay. Alright, so first off, I guess we can create all the basic shapes here, like the triangle. Let's make the triangle here. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, I pretty much changed the theme of my Blender of my Blender software right now. So so in case you're wondering why everything looks different compared to vanilla Blender, it's because I pretty much downloaded a theme from blenderextensions.org. I think it's the name of the website. I'm not sure. Okay, let me just delete this face. Or delete. It's all these vertices. Okay. And let's link these together. Like so. Alright. Don't make a face. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna be making a pinball machine, guys. Now, how I will be making all the code for the game is still up to debate. But I feel like I can figure everything out. Shift B. Control B. Hello. Okay. Okay, why isn't this not beveling? Am I missing something? Okay, let me see. Face orientation. Oh, what the fuck is this? Okay. So if you guys can't like bevel your edges, it could be because one of your faces have a different normal compared to others. So what I'll just do here is Shift N, go to inside, and there we go. Everything over it is blue. Okay, how I was able to make this blue is just to go to go to this drop down arrow here. That's this two circles and just press face orientation. You can hide the bluishness again by pressing this check mark here. Okay. And it's not working. Why is it not working? Hold on. Control B. Ah, okay. And it's still not working. What the fuck? Face orientation, okay. Alright. H. Do I need to apply some scale or something? Is there a interface to this? What the fuck? Oh, what was that? Okay, so I guess there was some interface that's coming out of that. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I just had to delete some face that's like clipping through my existing faces here. That should fix everything. Okay. By the way, guys, did I mention that I haven't really 3D modeled in Blender in a while? Because I was so focused on getting to know more about Godot, I pretty much sacrificed all the time I had practicing my 3D modeling skills. This program. Okay, wait, I need to move, nope. There we go, move this right here. And move this right here. Okay. Or wait, I think stretch this up a bit higher, maybe. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's see. Alright, perfect. Let's also make here we go. Like this maybe? Okay. Alright, so since the I think the origin point is still on the center, right? If I make a mirror to this, it didn't do anything. Where's the mirror? Oh, I guess I selected the wrong mesh here. There we go. Okay. It's not centered. Wait. Okay, maybe okay, I may have not centered this correctly. Now I'm looking at it. The board does seem a little bit lopsided now that I'm looking at it in a different light here. So if I move this, okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it's lopsided because they had to make room for this little ejector section here for the pinball. Okay. Now, while I was trying to theorize how I'll be making this pinball machine, I've been looking into I've been playing a little bit of Space Cadet Pinball through this website that I found in Firefox. And I realized there are a lot of things I could that comes into playing, you know, a little bit of a pinball game here. Okay, let me just make another cube. Let me actually decrease the size of this because I don't think I need the like something like this. Okay, now every time I create a cube, it will be somewhere around this size, I think. Oh, wait. Let's move this down here. Move this a little bit like this. Okay. Shift Z. Oh my god, that's so weird. I mean, I guess I still have the muscle memory to know which axis makes me, which axis is Z, which axis is Y, and which axis is X. But my god, freaking. I guess Godot doesn't have it doesn't really isn't really to blame for this, but I think the thing about Godot is that the way they label their free access in their 3D engine is so different to Blender. Because this blue axis here is the Z axis according to Blender, but in freaking Godot this is supposed to be the Y axis. So, and not to mention that say for example I want to move something way up, you can see that in the top left here, or like if you look through the top corner here and I move my cursor around, you can see that moving up increases the number, while moving down puts you down to the negative value. In freaking Godot, it's like the opposite for some reason. Like going up actually decreases the Z value of your object, while going down increases the Z value of your object, and that's always so confusing to me. Right, it's not a deal breaker for anyone to be not using their 3D engine, but it is something I noticed when when looking into some tutorials and using the game engine on itself. Anyway, let's create the flippers here. I might have to actually create a different mesh for this in case it okay, that's a wide. It's a wide boy. Let me just make this a little bit that, and then let's make a by the way, I don't think this will be like the final design of my board. I might add a little bit of my creative flair just to maybe add a bit of some of those obstacles or some of those wormholes. But I'm just using this reference as maybe a base point for me. All right, so let's make a mirror to this. Nice. Can we shade auto smooth this? Okay, thank you. Alright, next thing is, sure, why don't we just create the walls for this. Although in Space Cadet, they had like 2 extra walls for. Hold on, let me just. I'm gonna pull up Firefox in my computer right now. And I'm just going to see. Yeah, because I feel like I want to add more stuff to this pinball design to make it look better. Let me see. Cause my God, I never knew how addicting it is to play Space Cadet pinball, and I feel like a part of the addiction just comes down to the board design of the playfield design of Space Cadet. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at some. Okay, might as well just import this board somewhere. Yo, what the? 3D Space Cadet, no. I just want a good view of this board. Save image as. I'll put it under my art references folder. Call it Space Cadets Pinball. Alright, and then we're importing this here, I guess. Now I don't want to make a one-to-one of Space Cadet, but I have to. But it's hard to admit. It's easy to admit that this board design here is actually pretty genius. I'm gonna lie. Right here. Okay, so it does have like two pathways to get to the bottomless pit here, just like in this board design. Except they have this like extra section, I think. Oh, they also have this flipper here. Okay. Alright, maybe I'll try to copy a little bit of the design of Space Cadet here, because I don't want my pinball game to be unfair to a point that if the ball lands on this track here, it's an automatic loss. I want there to be a little bit of some leeway wherein the pinball can still shoot up when it wants to, when it lands on this little mechanism here. Although it ain't too forgiving, given that, you know, there's still this little door here that would shut it from getting into the spring lock mechanism to make it shoot back up. So, okay, yeah, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Maybe I should just try to make a. Yeah, let's make a. Let's get a plane up in here. Okay. Right, cool. G. What is this? What? Y. R. S. Okay. A Y. Okay, this is still flat, right? Okay. We'll introduce this plane to the third dimension after I work out the kinks here of how it looks to the board. I think that's nice. Then let's create a board right here. I guess we can wait, what does this look like? R S, something like that. Control B. Nice, okay. Let's round out the corners. Cool. Let's create a solidify modifier here. Whoop. Nice. I guess while we're at it, we can select all of these parts here. Giving it a little bit some extra dimension. There we go. What else? Okay, I guess we can make the walls of this. Right now, let's make it plain. Okay. And for the plane, we'll use this to create the walls here. Wait, what is this? Huh? What? What? Did you come from? What the fuck? Oh wait, it's because it's wait. Hold on. Faces. That is actually not not bad actually. I'll keep it that for now. I know there's maybe some framework stuff I might fix, but I guess deleting that little wall actually fixes everything. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Move this down to here. Move this all the way up here. Oh, nope. GY. Shit. Okay. To a mirror. Okay. Okay, now this is where we might have to deviate from. Here. I'm gonna apply this. Key selection. Okay. Now we need. We're like here. All the way up to here. Faces. I was a little bit worried there because I was pressing the numpad 7 key and it stopped pressing. Guess we can create a loop, oh, not that, loop cut somewhere around here, and select these 4. There we go. I guess while I'm making this, I'm also tell you guys a story of what happened to me last week. My mom came into my room one day while I was like on break from making any live streams or videos on YouTube. And I was pretty much just studying for a quiz on my college. And she came up to me and she was like, "Yo, Morgan, you freaking seen your channel recently?" And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm on break, Mom. And then she was like, "Oh, Morgan, have you seen that this your channel is freaking blowing up?" And I was like, really? I mean, it hasn't really done anything. I haven't really done anything for the past couple of months on YouTube. And said, "Oh, no, Morgan, just look at your freaking analytics." And I look at it and I'm like, okay, I have 1,000 subscribers. I have a bunch of videos that have a bunch of views that I expect them to have. And I was like, okay, Mom, what's so different about this freaking thing you're talking about my channel? And she said, "Oh, Morgan, you gotta see this one video that's like popping up in your channel recently. It's called The Art of Making 3D VTubers." And get my SY0. There we go. And the moment she started talking about my freaking video on the art of making 3D VTubers, I had to cringe a little bit. Cause my God, that video has been on the top of my. It's been like my most popular video ever since. I don't know, the start of my channel. It's been up there for the past 3 years, ever since I published it back in 2023. I mean, I guess I kind of like the fact that my mom and my parents are supportive of the fact that, oh, yo, Morgan, your channel's blowing up in this particular way. But then the more I think about it, I feel like I don't know if I should be proud that my most popular work right now is a tutorial on how one should make 3D VTuber models. I don't know, it's kind of like being famous for, I don't know, for creating the instruction manual for a Monopoly game or something. Like, like the more that video sits on my most popular freaking video list, the more I slowly start to hate it in a way. And not to mention that I noticed that whenever I check my analytics, the one video that always performed consistently and actually better ever since I took on break was my freaking video on 3D VTubers. And I'm like, oh God, this will be my legacy if I don't like come back from my break. So unless something else gets more popular than that, I guess my legacy will will forever be the fact that I created a video about making 3D VTubers. I guess jokes aside, I guess I'm at least grateful that I have a video that is pretty much my lifesaver up to this point. Because I know there are a bunch of channels out there that would struggle or wish that they have a video that perform consistently, even if they don't upload that much on YouTube. But for me, it's the freaking VTuber. It's the freaking VTuber video out of all out of all things. Now I don't want this to be a signal for you guys who want to start a YouTube channel to start making VTuber videos. Because I don't think VTubers are that popular in this space anymore. I mean, take it from me. I'm pretty much streaming as a VTuber right now, and I don't think any of my live streams have really gotten as popular as as maybe the people who are well known in this space. Part of maybe getting an audience isn't just about sticking to a genre right now, but more so. Actually, I don't know what sticks out in this current landscape of YouTube right now. I guess you just gotta have to do what you think is great right now. And that thing may not be something that's popular right now because but just take it from me, guys. I think if I'm gonna give you guys advice on how you should start your YouTube channel, it's that you should probably not stick to what's popular in the moment, because the moment you step into that playing field of looking for what's trending, you will be greeted with a bunch of competitors who will be out there doing the same things that you're doing right now. But if you stick to a particular niche, like, I don't know, game development or 3D modeling, it's more likely people will come to you for information or for entertainment, I guess. Because it's a very niche community. Not that I also believe that sticking to a niche would grant you immediate success, because I also did try to niche down a lot back in the day through experience by creating a bunch of book reviews back in 2018-19, I think. And as far as I know, there isn't really that much booktubers out there back then, but now that I've experienced what it's like to create a book review on YouTube, I noticed that maybe my audience isn't that interested in me talking about books. So niching down nor I don't know, sticking to trends isn't really the pathway to success. It really is just a luck game for a game of luck when it comes to making stuff on YouTube, I guess. Let me just create a So might as well just stick to what you think is entertaining for you. Like, that's why I'm still doing this random shit like game dev on YouTube because I pretty much have some experience, some fulfillment just making a bunch of random shit here on the internet. It could be 3D modeling or games or music. And speaking of games, I guess I might as well. Wait. I have to. Subdivide some parts here. Actually, let me just get rid of this first. Let me add the details later. Here, the subdivision for now. All right. I just realized this is a ramp that goes up here. Is it? Is that a ramp? No, I think this goes flat, then it somehow elevates towards this one section here to create. Yeah. These are down here. Like this, and then this. Very jagged board, but we will fix that once we add subdivision to it. So we'll add it. We can also add a just a little wider. So then add another loop cut here. Good one, right? Here, I guess. And there we go. And let's add another subdivision or a bevel to here. Okay, nice. Right. Right here. Right here. And then one right here. One right here. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I gotta say though, this this ramp section here feels way too. How do I say this? It's way too. Simple, I must say. Like really, all this one section does is lead you back to this swipe slipper here. That's boring. What we can maybe do is we can take a little bit of a page from this one from the Space Cadet board here and make an elevated platform that has a bunch of springs that my ball can go around in. So why don't we do that? Before we do so, let's just try to create the wall here. And we're still gonna be creating this bottom track here. It's just that, you know, there's nothing really going on here aside from getting the ball to this part here. I also don't know what this does. Is this like something to energize this thing or something? Oh well. Shift. Okay. Let's create a key. Not a key line. Yeah. No. Wait. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's extrude this. There we go. Go. All right. Zero. Okay. Shift on. All right. R. Okay. All right. Alright. Okay, there's one section of the board done. I don't know what the use of this though. Oh wait, if it launches, it can. Yeah, I still don't know what this part is. Maybe if it goes down here, it will land back here, I guess. Which is great. Okay, let me just put you guys to the waiting screen because I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Okay, hold on, guys. One. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back. Oof. I just realized that I'm feeling constipated right now, I think. And I just realized that the BGM is not turned on here. So let me just quickly turn that on. There we go. Alright, let's start. Okay, so we're making the walls here, I guess. How bad would this look if I create a extension here and then do that and then oh my god, that's shift. Okay, let's select this box here, all the way up here. Why not? And be somewhere here. Be where we. Actually, how likely is it that this marble ball will hit? We'll go around this section here. I don't think that would be possible. And I guess we'll just trial and error it for now. Okay, so move this down here. Might be rage baiting a bunch of people who knows how to make a better topology than I am here. Like, oh Morgan, what is this freaking bullshit with this extension of the freaking pinball machine? You should probably use a freaking, I don't know. The loop cuts are all wrong and shit. But I guess we're just sticking to this. Anyway, this isn't really a thing that's that's gonna be moving or anything. It's gonna be an entire rigid body that I'm working on here. Let me make this centered up. All right. Shit. Mine's a perfect circle. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, let's move it down. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh god. There we go. I'm thinking about how the collision shape would be for this entire board. You can maybe have one that matches the exact shape of the board, but I'm not sure if that would lag my game or anything. Okay. Cool. Get this sorted out, and then... Alright, I might as well just link all these together. Control J. There we go. Alright, let's see how this looks. Alright, pretty good, pretty good. Pretty slick, pretty slick. Alright, I guess it's time. I think I make the extra paddle here. Shift D. Okay, there we go. I just realized that there's this one. What is this? What does this do? I don't know what this does. What the frick is this? Where does this go? This doesn't go anywhere. Unless it launches the ball somewhere. Unless this is supposed to be like a roof or something, or it launches it back. It's launch it back or something. Yeah, I have no idea what this does. What does this do? I don't know what this does. Anyway, why don't we just make all of the spring stuff here by creating a cylinder. Okay, cool. So you can also make another spring right here. Alright, center it real quick. And then right there. Alright. I still have no idea what this does though. Let's also make the paddles here. Okay. Alright. Let's make another... I guess we can make a square. Let's put a square right here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we have this now. What is next? Let's lift this board up real quick. Or why don't we make okay, why don't we first make a segment of this railing here. Create a cylinder maybe. Let's increase it by 8 maybe. Yeah, 8. That's like straight. Let's bring it here. Then go up a little bit to there. Cursor, no. Shift. Cursor to selected. 3D cursor. Okay. Mirror. Shift D, E. Okay. Okay. Zero. Right. Okay, cool. Now we have this little marble railway here. We can increase it as much as we want, and to curve it, we will create a curve here. Let's use a, I don't know, let's use a Bezier curve, I guess. Okay, white's good. Give me the Bezier curve. Let's try to realign this. Okay, it should go down here, of course. Then go up here. Let's make this longer. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. And this, thank you. Okay. I just realized that if the ball somehow gets to this part, it might get stuck inside of this. So I have to make a bumper here somewhere. Yeah, I definitely need to make a bumper here just to make sure it doesn't like get stuck here or something. Okay, I might be doing right now. Hold on. Shift D R. Somewhere like here, maybe. Although it won't cover this part now, which would suck. Oh god, what do I do here? Unless I make a speed boost here. I mean, it is still possible for this ball to jump towards this section here and just be a bit frustrating, I guess. The more I see that this board setup looks very flawed in a way. Let me just get rid of this face for now. Let me go back to the Bezier circle. Maybe I can Bezier curve, I mean. Subdivide. All right. Okay. Good. Select all these vertices here. Because I'm noticing if I just let this ramp go down here, it will leave this little space that I don't think the ball can fit under and might get stuck under it, so I might have to create maybe some leg room here for this ball to run over. Here. Go high as well. Alright, there we go. I just need to adjust the Bezier curve for this. Can I need to make it plain, I think? Need to like elevate this part of the board somehow. Okay. Let's use an array. Set to 0 and 1. Let's create a Bezier curve. exit. Just to make sure this works, let me create a UV sphere. Just like, I don't know, roll down here. This be a rigid body. Set to passive. And this one is also a rigid body. Huh? Are you bouncing? What the frick? Is that a bounce or something? What? Okay, seems to follow the ball pretty easily. Okay, now it just goes out from there, I guess. How about... I'm just thinking this. Oh god damn it. Okay, what the fuck is happening? Huh? What? What is this? Deform? Oh, come on. Work for me? Ah, shit. Nope, it's not working. Why is it? Oh my god, why is it this? Why is it this? I go mesh and then simulation? No. What? Maybe? No. Still stuck there. Okay, I need to search up how to create the force, how to view force fields or collisions in Blender. Oh, is it? Wait. Here, visibility, properties. No, I don't see the bounce. Nope, that's not how it works. No. And look at the form here. Okay, what if I change the collision to 0? Nope, it still plays the same thing. Why is it doing that? Delete everything that's on top of it. Maybe so, faces. Okay. And it's still doing the exact same thing. What the fuck? Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. What is it? Blunder's freaking collision detectors. What the fuck? Okay. It's just a lot of this part here. Okay, you are not supposed to be stopping there because there's nothing there. You son of a bitch. What is happening? Oh my god. You're still detecting this even if it's not there? There's nothing there, you dumbass. Oh my god. Okay, what if I just get rid of all these? Okay, there. Okay, now it falls. Alright, good. So what if I get this? Oh wait, no. I get this. Okay, so lesson learned. I think this can still detect collisions even if they're hidden, I guess. GZ 0.03 GZ negative 0.03. Okay. There. Okay, so I got this entire thing set up. If I get the rigid body and just to passive convex hull mesh, and it just falls. Okay. No, this is what? Okay, here's the rigid body. Look at this. Nope. Bro, this is. Oh wait, this is not rendered. Okay, what if I get this? I get rid of the rigid body here. My own modifiers. Passive. Mesh. And then play. Oh. Oh. Oh god, there we go. Alright, cool. Alright, good. Yeah! Do it one time. I want to see it work. Alright, yeah. There, okay. That's good for me. At least I know this works. Okay. Maybe I should focus on the physics. I think that's just something that those should be responsible for. And let's just focus on. Let's get rid of everything. Alt H. Okay. Yeah, we go like this. Okay. Also hide the ball. Don't need that right now. I'll get this here. Oof, right. Like a bunch of these bumpers here. Get a solidify up in here. Where is my image? Oh, there. Okay, there we go. Alright. A couple more things to do here. Need to make the other thing. What even is this? I don't understand how this works. What is this supposed to be? Or add it up, so add more of those bumpers here. Like so. There we go. I'm gonna set up bumpers. Get all the easy ones out of the way. Go. Very cool. All right. Okay. Make an extension right here. Just up right here. And we can do it. Control B. just like all of this. Boop, 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 boop. Let's make it a little bit lower. So, all right. Now I don't know where this part of the pinball machine would go. But I'm guessing there should be like maybe a doorway here, maybe, for this to work. So I'm gonna make a little bit of a face here. And set face. F. There we go. I have a little slot for this ball to go into. I guess while we're at it, we can also create a another sphere here. Alright, here we go. I don't know what else to add here except maybe some holes to this floor, maybe. So let's do that, shall we? J. This is a nice looking pinball machine. What else I can add? This one also had lights, but I think that's something I can add afterwards, I think. I am working on the materials. Okay. Ow, no. Ow. Okay. Okay, cool. There's nothing left for us to do is to create a spring lock mechanism, which is easy. Like this. Do that. Let's create a curve. Curve spiral, Archimedean. I'm forgetting how to. Okay. Okay, turns. Let's get 2 up in here. Greatest growth, 1. None. Okay. Height, let's bring it down a little bit. Radius, bring it down as well. Also this. R1, no, X90. Okay. R180. Okay. Here we go. Right, I'm really gonna really rely on Godot's physics processes to make everything work here, or else I'm not sure if this would actually be good enough, I think. And then finally, selected, let's make a simple mesh UV sphere. we go. A simple pinball setup. Less detail is what I think. I guess it works like a charm. Let's see. Something else I can add to this. Oh yeah, I forgot the freaking. Oh god. Wait a minute. Forgot there should also be like a little bit of a leeway here. Let's see. Factor. Sure. Let's see. V. Okay. SY0, okay. Here we go. Jump to 3D cursor. Oh my god. Alright, good. Alright, anything else? Anything else I might want to add? Okay, so this is how it looks like if I put it onto cycles, I guess. Let's go in the add. Maybe we can try to create the lights, maybe. Maybe I'll just already apply this boolean modifier here. Okay, this looks rough, but I do this. And I don't know. Do this. Okay. How do I make a class again? In freaking Blender? Because my god, I don't know how to make this. Is it under? Alright, let me just search this up. How to make glass in Eevee. How to make glass Eevee in Blender Eevee. Oh. Alright, pick a tutorial. Step 1, start with glossy shader. Glossy, what? It's not how I remembered how to do it. Okay, we go to the shader editor. Let's try something different here. We'll go for a glossy BSDF transparent. Let's do, by the way. I guess it does kind of make get the roughness I need. A mix shader. Open that. Mix shader. There we go. Okay, it kind of works like that. Now, I guess you can make the other. Oh wait, before we do this, just realized I didn't make a freaking hole right here. So let's create this again. Shift D. Put one right here. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. There's these to work with. Oh god damn, there's a lot more. Okay, that's it for now. Now for all of these, I want this to be linked to a mission. All this light. Ugh, what else? Alright, look at that. Making more of these parts of the freaking pinball machine. It's looking really good. I don't know what else to add, but okay. Hmm. Do this. Sign. I don't know what this thing's. This other thing. What's slipping under here? What? Oh, it's just the X face. Okay. Okay, that fixes everything. Alright, let me just see if anything is flipping out of this with make sure every color here is randomized. Okay, some parts of this is still flipping out. What else? God, there's just so much happening in this one pinball game here. I just don't know what to add to this. Alright, I guess for now, guys, this will be the end of this stream. I mean, we've pretty much done a lot of stuff here by creating this entire pinball machine layout. Again, this still isn't a functional pinball machine because it's still in Blender, but we pretty much have all the layout of it pretty much idealized here. On our next stream, we'll probably do the materials, and then on future streams, we'll import the GLB file of this into Godot and have it be working under the Godot game engine. So look forward to that when that happens. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. By the end of this entire series of streams, we'll be having a functioning pinball machine working. They can download in either itch.io maybe. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. Now go read a book. Bye bye.